Hello and welcome to another episode of a Wicked Parley. I'm your host, Justin, and the fellow co-host, Rose.
Hello, everybody.
Yes, forgive my voice. My voice is kind of going out due to weather situations, I believe. So,
The changing of the seasons.
yeah, and with that,
People's worst nightmares.
yeah, and with the changing of the seasons, and of course, the wonderful voices, you get good old Justin Bullfrog. So, just don't ask me to croak. Okay.
They can ask me to croak because it'll only strain my voice a little bit, not you though.
Yeah, there you go. Or there's always this.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
What up?
Okay. Anyways,
So today, freeform discussion.
yeah, we get to talk about some random topics, ask some pertinent questions, and hopefully the lovely people who are watching this now or in the future will communicate via Discord and or the comment section. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the first of the questions that I kind of want to ask the audience. So, if you're hearing this in the future, feel free to use the comment section or email the show at wickedparley@gmail.com. My first question is, what do you believe to be the difference between equality and inequality in the United States? What separates or differentiates people in this particular groups?
Let me think. Because I've had to answer the question between, equality and equity before for my own classes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So equality and inequality. I'd say it's a matter of not only kind of circumstance, but what you can kind of do with the resources you're given, which I guess would be a part of circumstance, not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're born in essentially an area that's not, rich in resources, whether this be physical resources or support services, stuff like that, it's going to be quite a bit harder than somebody who has all those resources like readily available type of thing. So it's like that's the easiest one I can think of.
Interesting.
What's the easiest thing you can think of for this one?
I think that you're touching upon something that I agree with. The idea that it is something that the difference mostly lies in something that would be possessions, or the haves versus have-nots. And I think that like the thing that distinguishes these particular two groups is that if you were to assume that personal ownership of things and money and other things that give status are no longer mattering, then the people you'd be looking at that would be comprised of these groups would still be basically considered the same. And it's only the extra things that they possess, the titles, the status, the money, the things, that really creates the expression and difference between someone who essentially is is lacking and therefore would be under the stamp of inequality versus somebody who in some ways, has equality and is, in some senses, fair. I mean, I guess here's a better way to think about this.
What's up?
It's probably like looking at the aspect of the poor versus the rich. Because I think that when it comes to, because I'm getting kind of sidetracked a little bit here on this to be 1,000%, but equity or equality and inequity or inequality is really what the question is kind of trying to address and trying to say is the difference. And you could think of it like the people who are essentially trying to have equality are the people who are trying to level the playing field, versus inequality, which is basically slanting someone who is extremely in favor, so that way they are above everyone else. And it's most commonly seen in poor and rich demographics, because clearly, there's the group of people who basically are the 1%, who have all the things, and then there's the 99% of people who basically lack, things. And if you live your life with the idea that happiness is attributable to to positions in the world, status, possessions, things, then I think that like these ideas of equality and inequality are going to continually happen, because it's a natural byproduct of a capitalistic system. Like you can't avoid it, you can't escape it.
Fair enough. There's so many things in the country nowadays where it's like, if you don't have this, you're not going to be happy. And I'm like, oh my God, can you stop?
Yeah, for real. I mean, that's for sure. Like, I mean, like in one Panther house.
God almighty.
Yeah. I think that like that right there, that is a key portion that builds inequality, because the fastest way to not have money is to spend it. Like if you
well, at least spending it unwisely, because if you spend it on the right investments, that's another story.
Yeah, but that's not what we're talking about.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, like we're talking about like someone who's basically just spending, for various things that they may or may not even need.
The guy who buys a Lamborghini having a perfectly working car.
Yeah, see, like that's just okay. So there were some people that I talked to a while ago that talked about like people who are rich, right?
Yeah.
And the thing that's funny about the people who are rich is the people who are rich drive the car they've had for like 10 years, right? They're still like, if they become wealthy, right? They're still driving the Honda Civic, the Toyota Corolla, like even though they have millions in the bank. Meanwhile, the person who's going to basically go to the poorhouse the quickest is like, I'm going to pull up in a Porsche or a Ferrari or like whatever, right? Those people just like, money is, if you want to make money and you want to feel secure, you want to feel safe, which I think kind of goes into happiness, which is something that I feel like I'm going to ask you about in a little bit.
Okay.
About the whole equality and equity and inequality and all the other things. All this whole branch of subjects really gets at a basic concept, and that is, are you happy with your life? And do you feel like your life is no longer serving you because of the various things you lack? And I think like depending upon which governmental structure, which political structure you go with, whatever your ideology is surrounding these concepts, I think that's going to shape your overall outlook on those things. And so I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious for you. Like, I mean, like, do you feel like you're happier when you're buying things, or happier when you have money in the bank that can pay all your bills and you don't have to stress out?
I can already answer that, because I want to be able to be at a point where all my bills are on auto payment and I don't have to. I want that to be a thing. Because I have to, it's like, wait, I can't afford to pay this bill. Wait, I need to do that bill. I can pay the minimal in here. I can, pay a little bit upward here. So it is. But it's just like, I just want there to be a point where all my bills, can they just be on auto payment so I don't have to stress about that?
Yeah, I mean, like, to me, like, I'll be 1,000%.
It's a running joke in my group.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I would love to be the person that says, I'm happiest by just having all my shit paid for, right? But honestly,
you like getting some stuff.
Consumerism is an evil demon that is in me now.
Fair enough.
I get so happy when I go to the store. Yeah, I get so happy when I go to the store and I'm like, I got money and I'm buying something that I'm like, ooh, I really wanted this. This is mine now.
Fair enough. Yeah, I've had way too many of those instances happen, and a lot of those are with other people. And when I go shopping, it's just like, oh, why don't you get it? I don't need it, but I want it. So they just watch me debate for like a straight minute.
Yeah, there's no
before
debate.
Deciding, okay, no.
Yeah, there is no debate with me when it comes to some things. Like if I'm in the store and I'm happy, like it's a done deal. Like I'm happy with the moment that it's in my hands. It is going into the shopping cart.
Out the store.
It's going into the shopping cart. It's not even been paid for yet. It's like it's in my hands. it's done. Like, it's done.
All
Like,
right.
if I'm going
If
there,
it makes you happy just holding it.
exactly. I'm like, yes,
Fair
mission
enough.
accomplished.
Fair enough. I've had my friends buy me Twix because they see me staring at the box, and I'm like, I don't need Twix. I need actual food. And it's just like, I think one of them was on a phone call with me, and it's just like, I just kept walking up and down the aisles. It's like, okay, I need this, I need this, I need this. Oh, are you getting these things, which are like extra? It's just like, no. It's like, don't you like them? Yeah, they're my favorite. Then why aren't you getting them? Because I shouldn't. It's not that I could. It's not that I can't. It was pretty much I shouldn't. And they're just like, dang, you're a man of self-control. It's just like, look, I want money so I can save it, and I can treat myself to something pretty later, okay?
So yeah,
Something pretty is usually food.
Okay. Well, interesting. That's very, very interesting, but not surprising. Okay. Well, let's ask this question then. Let's ask this question.
Yeah, whatever.
What do you think is the bare minimum that you would need to have in order to be happy with what you have or are earning? Like, what is the lowest salary that you could make that you would be happy with? What is the what is the lowest amount of property or possessions that you'd be happy with? And why?
Let me think about that. Because I need to calculate now all my rental needs and all that stuff to even think of the bare minimum salary.
Okay,
especially with how gas is now like $6 a gallon.
See, like that already tells me that, like, while what you're saying is true, there's another level. It's like an onion, and it's like you peel past the layers.
I mean, I did say that my thing was I'd want to be able to have an auto payment. Just be fine. It wasn't the whole me buying possessions would make me happy. It was having enough in the bank.
I understand that, but here's the thing here's what I think it's getting at.
Huh.
So, well, I'm pretty sure you don't have like streaming services. I'm pretty sure that you don't have any of these things. I'm also pretty sure that there are probably numbers of places you like to go eat. And my suspicion is that over time you're going to find more places you like to eat. And that is going to change the amount of money that you're going to need in order to be content.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
So that's why I say, what is the bare minimum?
Like treatsies types of thing. Yeah, those are more like treatsies type of thing.
So let's just assume hypothetically. Let's make a wide general assumption, okay? Let's assume that $40,000 covers your basic living expenses over the course of a year.
Okay, does that include like housing?
Let's say that covers just housing, rent, utilities, the bare minimum. Okay.
Bare minimum.
Bare minimum.
Okay, and anything else is like luxuries, such as like internet or stuff like that.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right. How much more would you need past $40K to be happy? And let's preface this by saying that you live in Southern California, where it is very expensive to live.
Yes, it is.
Okay, and so like that 40,000 is like super low balling things. Just, but we'll be fair.
Let me think, because I know for a fact I would not be happy without the internet. As long as it was a decent working internet, I can work with it though. But I don't know how much that would cost, depending on the company. I don't trust AT&T, not gonna lie.
Don't blame you, I'm not gonna lie.
So it's like I would definitely need internet, and gas would have to be a thing. But like, I could deal without going to restaurants. Maybe going to a restaurant like maybe once a month only, or like less than that, because I'm perfectly fine just going
mooching
like
off your
Costco
friends
for groceries. Huh?
Nothing. I didn't say anything.
Did you just say mooching off your
I
friends?
didn't say a damn thing. I have no idea what you're saying.
Oh yeah, sure. We can check the recording later if you're willing to bet on that.
Hey, I don't know what you said. Honestly, I don't know. Chat. If they're there, like, did I say anything?
Anyway, like, I can make about $150 at a Costco last me for like a month, so.
I believe that 100%. which is it's a
You
mir-
do or do
it's-
not?
I said believe. I've seen how you prepare and meal prep. It's for real. People.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like all you guys who go to all you guys who are familiar with
Okay.
Costco and know what
Yeah.
Costco is, like you guys know what the fucking deal is. All right, you go in with like
Yeah.
you go in there
Yeah.
thinking I'm gonna get 10 items. You come out with like 50, and it's like $400. She'll go into Costco 150, and she will make it last the entire month. It's crazy.
Yeah, because not gonna lie, I went shopping to Costco on Wednesday.
Mhm.
I had to look at my bills to remember when the heck I last went to Costco.
Oh,
The
damn.
last time before Wednesday was August 24th.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. Doesn't surprise me even a little
I
bit.
still have stuff from that trip. I didn't even have to go past $90 this time because I still had stuff from the last trip.
Yeah, she's frugal, people. Okay, all right. So let's
Okay,
say
so
what's
that's
the
like
real
my-
figure? What's the real figure? Like is it 20,000 more, 30,000 more, 50,000 more?
I'd like to hope I can manage within 20. I'd like to hope.
So let me get this straight. Also, let me make sure I get this straight. The bare minimum for you to be happy after basic living expenses are done with, right? You're still,
Yeah.
because we haven't calculated gas, internet,
Yeah.
food, clothing, gifts for friends, like,
Freaking heck almighty.
like nothing, right?
I'd have to hope I can live within 20. But Jesus Christ, I have issues. Can't.
Mm-hmm. I'll be honest. I don't think that's considering where you live, considering how much gas you drive.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that
I
figure might be a
regularly
little
have to
low.
fill up my tank. Yeah, because it's like I have to. This is the thing with putting me on the spot with numbers. It's like, especially with their big numbers, because it's like I know I have to do gas once a week now.
All right,
And
math
gas is
person.
$6 a gallon now, and it's just like I have to do 15 gallons. It's just a lot of numbers that we don't have the time for.
Yeah, but like, see, here's the thing. Like, it's a ballpark, right?
No, I'm
It doesn't need to be.
curious.
It doesn't have to be specific. But I'm gonna tell you right now, my answer way fucking higher. Like it is way higher.
All right.
Okay, all right. I'm
How
gonna.
much higher are we talking? Like double the number?
We'll get there. Okay, so we're gonna say 60K for you,
Okay,
right?
okay.
For your bare minimum to be
Okay.
happy. Okay. So
Yeah.
for
Okay.
for me, right, living expenses
Yeah.
per year are about 40K. About what I had said for you, and that's for real. Like that's actually like legitimately
Yeah.
that covers all the stuff, including internet for me
All
though.
the utilities.
Yeah,
Oh.
that includes internet for me, and it also includes gas. So those things like all wrapped up, that's about what I'm paying. And then you figure. So what I would need is first of all about a $10,000 a year expense of just like what I call personal luxuries. All right, this isn't like over the top, but like this is like if I see a shirt that I like, I'm getting it.
Mm-hmm.
If I like to play trading cards, if I see a new deck come out or a new set of packs, oh yeah,
Yeah,
Justin getting some new cards. Like that's happening. All right, and that's in that $10,000 budget, right? And we'll say like outfits and things like that are all in there too. So and we'll say gifts and things like that, right? But then there's a whole nother thing too. Then there's the vacations. Okay, I'm a big believer. Every 6 months you better be going somewhere cool. So vacation. Now the average vacation for the types of places that I would go could range anywhere between $1,000 and $8,000. So I would say.
Sounds like my tuition.
So I would say $15,000 is probably about a reasonable amount of money to set aside for vacations, right? So that's we're already 5K above you at this point, but I'm not done.
Yeah. Oh.
But I'm not done.
Chad.
Oh yeah, I know, right? I'm not done. I like to help people out. I like to like buy people nice things every now and then. I like to give gifts when I can. And of course, there's that, and so like I also set aside another $10,000, annually of I call it doing nice things, doing nice things for
Playing
people.
Santa Claus.
I wouldn't say playing Santa Claus, but I was just saying like
I see, like, I have a conversation with somebody, and like they say, oh, they bring something up, and I go, oh, that's interesting. And then, if I happen to be in a place where they might have it, and I'll look in and see if they have it, and I'll get it. Like if like someone's having a bad day, or maybe they're having a great day, I'll just go send them like like a basket full of fruit, or
Yeah.
that sort of thing. Maybe we can buy like an entire classroom full of pizza. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, just random things. Random acts of generosity make the world a much better place. Especially when when you're not expecting it and it just happens randomly, much better.
Much surprise.
Yeah, and so in that way, I'm kind of like a loose cannon with money a little bit. And I know at this point you're probably thinking, man, that's a lot of money already. This man's sitting at $75K and he's still like that. But I'm actually not done yet. I'm not done yet. I like my cars, and I like driving different kind of cars and nice cars.
Yeah.
And so for me, I kind of feel like I would want to have like a car expense budget annually that I could potentially save up if I wanted to, and either modify, repair, or buy a new car often. And so that would be another discretionary budget of around $10,000 to $15,000. So in order for me to feel happy, I would say somewhere between $85,000 and $90,000.
Jeez.
Lucky for me, that's what I'm very likely to be making.
Nice. Goodness.
Hey, at least you can't say that I don't live within my means, right?
Goodness.
I mean, you go on a few less vacations, maybe you don't buy a car, and now you suddenly have a very large rainy day fund.
Very much so.
Yeah, this is a problem. And that's the bare minimum now.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you guys like this particular episode, I know it's a little bit of a short one, but if you guys like this particular episode, then continue watching future episodes and supporting us and showing up for the live show. It would be greatly appreciated. We're going to probably continue some content on Patreon. So if you haven't joined Patreon, shameless plug.
Join us.
Yeah,
join the crazies. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Come join the fun conversations that we have. Without further ado, I think that's going to do it for us. So we'll see you all in the next one. See you next Saturday. Hopefully come check us out. If not, we have problems. All right. See you in the next one. Good night, everybody.